I think that worked. I think we're live, but I'm going to wait till I see it populate on Twitch.
We're live.
Are we?
I can see
Yeah.
it on Twitch.
There's a
Beautiful.
time
Chris,
delay.
can you hear everybody? Chris is like, ooh, nice. I can hear you. Look at God. Then we're going to go ahead and get this party started, guys. Hello. Friends, and welcome back to the Symphony. Symphony Entertainment, Gaming, and Arts is my gaming company that focuses on horror systems, indie games, organic content, and player agency in an attempt to bring a symphonic approach to horror role playing. I am your host, Bridget Jeffries, and today we're revisiting a new segment called the Symphony Sonatas 60 Minutes of Improvised Horror. I can't really explain to you how this is all going to come together because honestly, not knowing sometimes is part of the fun. So the three of us and the chat are going to figure it out together. So before I introduce the cast, I do want to let you guys know Symphony Entertainment does have a Patreon. So if you like this content and you would like to help us make more, please visit patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. We would love to have you in the backer family. Every little bit helps and we really appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's unveil this cast, starting with, looks like Rina is going to be the first person I see on the left of my screen as I read left to right. Rina, start us off with who you are, what you do, where people can find you, and plug anything you absolutely want to.
Hi y'all, I'm Rina. You might know me from Ain't Slayed Nobody, Down Darker Trails, which I play with Bridget. We have a great time over there. Or from the Old Ways podcast, where I play on the Horror on the Orient Express Call of Cthulhu campaign run by the fabulous Michael Diamond. And also where I run Vampire the Masquerade, a custom chronicle. And Bridget is joining us on season 2, which
So
I am
good.
super excited about. You can also buy my first scenario, Saturday the 14th, which is a 1980s slasher flick scenario with a mythos twist on Drive-Thru RPG. We're getting very close to print on demand, so if you would like to nudge us in that direction, that would be fantastic. You can find me on the Discord for Symphony and any of the podcasts as Rina or Rina the Horror Fae, depending on which server you're on. You can also find me on Twitter as @GlitterFaeThey, where I make a lot of gay jokes, post pictures of my cat, and generally just talk about horror and other things. So love to chat to people and love playing improv. So I'm very excited for today. So thanks for having me, Bridget.
Listen, you're my podcast spouse. I love the grounds you walk on. And Bucho, just before you go in chat, I am sending the Drive-Thru RPG link for Saturday the 14th. It is in the chat. I was not smart enough to make a bot for it, so I'm just going to hit paste again in about 20 minutes. Go ahead, Bucho.
I am Bucho, and you probably saw me last time on Symphony Sonatas with Manfred Milhauser's Meat Manufacturing and Milk Machinery.
Fuck me.
Yeah. I am the Sonata from Seville. I am the Conquistador of Cosmic Horror and the Prince of Prickly Pickled Pears and Pervitude. We're going to do alliteration again today because it's obnoxious and it's fun. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Pink Manther. You can see all of my art there, much like what you see behind me here to the left. It's got links to all of my DJ mixes from the last 20 years. It's got links to my blog. It's got, it's Instagram. It's whatever. So come stalk me. Come say hey. It's the gram.
Beautiful. Anything else? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm good.
Woo. Cast, love you. Thank you for being here. Because I was futzing around with like Twitch settings and slob settings and I didn't know what I was doing, I did forget to go over red lines with you guys. So for sure for this stream, especially because it's going to be improv, it's going to be no gagging sounds, no vomiting, no queerphobia, and then no racism. Those are our red lines that we can't do for this stream. So I can officially say I've reviewed content warnings with the cast and crew. The X card is in place. It can be sent via private message or Zoom, or you can just hit me. No judgment pass. No questions asked. So let us hop into whatever this content is that we need to get through in about 50 minutes or less because we got to do the outro again. I see we have about 6 viewers in the chat. I see that Chris is up there really fast. You two and the chat. Let's do era. What era do we want to play in for the next 50 minutes? Modern, 20s, 30s, 80s, Invictus. What you guys in the mood for?
Modern, but
Modern?
not like COVID modern, because I'm tired of COVID.
Modern minus COVID.
Preferably no germs and bacteria. Like we're good on that. We're good
Okay,
on that.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see Chris chimed in with Victorian. Oh, so we have Victorian and modern. Bucho, did you want to throw one out there?
I mean, I like modern. I'm good with that.
Okay. What I'm gonna do is throw in. I don't know, what am I in the mood for? Really, modern makes my life easier. So I'm gonna say that's a 3 of 1 for modern. Sold.
Now,
Sorry,
which
Chris.
era of modern could be fun? 80s, 90s, or 2000s and beyond?
I know nothing about the 80s. I didn't exist.
Oh,
So
that's too bad. They were a lot of fun.
They were a lot of fun.
all I know comes from horror movies
Oh, the
They're not
and
80s.
that far
Stranger
off.
Things
Good times.
and Stranger Things.
Honestly, not that far off. Yeah.
Not that far off. I'm gonna vote present day modern because why not?
Okay.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
Sold.
Minus
Where
COVID.
are we starting our adventure?
Hmm.
Y'all can go for continent. You can do my kid's 8th birthday party, or you could just randomly go Spain. Hey, John. Alpacas have
Nobody
landed.
expects the modern day Spanish Inquisition. Poland.
Poland? That's so unfair because that's your home turf and not mine. But you know what? Fuck it. We've got Poland in the building. Bucho,
Oh, boy.
chat, you guys want to throw out a location?
I'm not mad at Poland. Like I've seen some live play of Twilight 2000. That'd be kind of fun, maybe. So
Ooh, okay.
Really put our GM to the test here.
John Hedge says a plane.
I have had
Oh.
it with these mother alpacas on this
On this motherfucking
plane.
plane. By the way, Hedge, I did sign up. It's the only game I'm playing at Miskatonic Repository Con is your alpacas on a plane game. Okay. Poland, modern day.
Mhm.
Yeah?
I'm not doing an
Yep.
accent. I can't do an accent and give it any
I
fucking
couldn't do it
justice
anyways, and I'm going to
whatsoever.
put Rina to work too, so it's going to be great. All right. So, what are we
Mhm.
doing in modern day Poland? Are we attending an event, a conference? Are we family members in the house? Just what are we doing?
I would say that I am a friend of Rina's character who lives
Okay.
there. Like maybe we were former student exchange families
Okay.
back in the day.
Mhm.
Maybe that's how we know each other.
Yeah,
Oh, I like
that works. Poland does a lot of exchanges that way, so
I like it. Can we tie in a medical conference? That just came from the chat. Chris said medical conference. Okay.
This dude.
medical conference.
As we
Okay.
go right back to the diseases that we
said we
weren't
weren't
gonna do.
doing diseases, Chris. God damn it.
God damn it. Okay. We ran away from COVID just to run face first into it 3 seconds later. That's hysterical.
So
Zombie
how-
outbreak. Hedge says
about-
zombie outbreak.
Ooh.
or it could be like a phobia conference.
Phobia conference.
psychology.
Interesting. Psychology.
Yeah.
Oh.
But a zombie outbreak might be kind
A
of fun,
zombie
too.
outbreak
I'm
at a
kind of feeling
phobias
zombie
conference.
outbreak. That's easy to
Yeah.
work with.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
do
what
it.
I'm feeling.
Let's do it.
So, just so I can clarify, and then I'm going to have you guys
Mhm.
introduce your characters. We have modern day Poland, absent COVID. COVID is no longer a thing. You two, chat, Jesus. You two are old friends from, exchange histories, probably, during the course of your medical study. You're attending a medical conference in Poland, modern day, and zombie outbreaks is apparently going to be our monster. So I'll work with that on the back end, unless you guys decide you're mid zombie outbreak, and I'll work with it then. Rina, tell us who your character
Mhm.
is.
Okay. So I am playing Veronica. She, her. So Veronica Novak, who is an investigative journalist and is attending this medical conference because there's been some rumors by a whistleblower of someone from at this international conference, someone who faked their credentials to get where they are in the medical profession. So I'm ostensibly just reporting on the conference, but I've really got a deeper mission for being there.
Ooh, I like that. Pronounce that first name for me one more time.
Veronica.
Veronica
Mhm.
Novak. So Miss Novak, she, her. And I've got investigative journalist. You were alerted by a whistleblower that someone at this conference, someone on the board of directors, somebody faked their credentials, is a fraud and doesn't actually belong here. So you're
Mhm.
covering the conference, but really you're trying to get some inside information on this person.
Correct.
Okay, what's the name of the individual you're silently investigating?
hmm So I'm investigating a Dr. Mikkelsen,
Okay.
supposedly from Norway. But my source says he's not even Norwegian.
He is the supreme faker of content. It's like us right now. Okay,
Mm.
beautiful. Bucho,
We
who are
don't
you
we don't
playing?
know why he's faking it, but we suspect he is.
But you suspect he is. No, I love it.
hmm
Bucho, hit us.
My name is Simon Ballard, and I am a writer. I am coming to the conference partially to learn about some of these weird things that are happening, like the weird things that are mentioned at medical conferences. Like I want to get like some research done for future books, but also my friend uh, Veronica, excuse me, uh,
You can
she
say it
has
the
also
American way.
she has also told me that she might need kind of like a wingman in this particular instance. And
Okay.
so I am trying to help her find out more information on Dr. Mickelson,
Okay.
but through a different avenue. So, like, both of us are having different ways of trying to find the information, whereas I'm
Okay.
coming at it from like a writer writing a book kind of thing, trying to get at the truth in a Weasley way a little bit.
Okay.
Subversive, rather, not Weasley.
You could get a book out of this if we expose the guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Listen, it'll be a bestseller. Your publisher has already warned you. If you can actually stick the landing on this one, this will remake your career, baby.
Yep.
Sorry, I didn't write it down if you said it. Can you give me your first and last and gender, please?
Simon Ballard,
Simon
male.
Ballard. Okay.
He, him.
Okay. And his actual profession, like.
He is an actual writer.
Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Mostly fiction, but yeah, in this instance, definitely going for the nonfiction route.
Okay. The chat got real busy on me while I was taking notes, and let me tell you, where Hedge goes, alpacas will follow.
A sentient turnip. A sentient turnip.
I should have brought my alpaca dice to this game. I do have alpaca dice.
John is like, I have other content. No, dude, you cornered the market on alpacas right now. No one can publish anything
No,
about alpacas without
he
crediting
does have
you at
other
this point.
scenarios, but he needs to make an alpaca themed DLC for the other scenarios.
And I can't wait till alpacas on a plane. Okay,
If
so
he doesn't do one based on Al Capone, I will be so mad.
Al Capone
Listen,
alpacas.
Al Pacone.
There was an alpaca at the zoo in Poznan in Poland where I lived who was named Alpaca Capone. And then there was Alpaca Pacino.
Oh my god.
I love
Oh,
that the
shit.
sonatas are a very different vibe than the other games. Like, this
Completely
is my favorite. It's just
It's
off
laid
the
back.
fucking
Well,
wall.
there's
Have a
going to
good
be
time
less
and go.
incest in this. There's going to be less incest in this one anyway.
Right.
For sure.
Maybe.
For sure.
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe. Oh my god. Naira Pakatep. Actually, guys, we're not going to stream. We're just going to read your shit off live from the chat and go from there.
Have you seen the alpaca sign?
Okay. I am going to put us in some alpaca sign. That hit late. I'm going to put us on a nice summer conference here in, and Rina, I'm going to put you to work because not only are you just a brilliant storyteller, you're great at improv too. Give us an idea of just a quick blurb on what summer looks like in Poland.
So it used to be fairly temperate. Now with climate change, it gets a lot hotter, a lot faster, and a lot of buildings do not have air conditioning, and they are not built for air circulation. They're built to retain heat, and so people like to be outdoors as much as possible.
Okay.
And you'll have people enjoying conference centers because they have air conditioning because they were built a lot more recently. So
Gotcha.
we're probably sitting inside enjoying the cool air while everyone else is dying outside in 98-degree temperatures.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so you're inside the conference center, 98-degree temperatures. One thing for both of you, when you did originally walk towards the conference center, there's a lot of media buzz right there, like that ebb and flow. You have your normal news reporters, bloggers, vloggers, things of that nature that are covering the conference from the outside,
Mhm.
who's attending, things of that nature, getting quick blurbs. But where a lot of the activity is coming from, there's a big slew of protesters that are protesting a certain company that I'm going to have Bucho create for me in just a second. This company is featured at the medical conference that I'm going to have Rina name in just a second. And one of the things that this company, Bucho, that you're about to name here in a second and tell us about, is
Uh-huh.
featuring this new innovative way to use alpacas in medicine. I'm sorry, don't do that. The chat did it. John Hedge did it, damn it. Tell us about this company, Bucho, and what it is that they're doing that's so innovative with alpacas in medicine that's just like revolutionizing modern medicine, but that protesters and compassionate persons behind alpacas are like, no, stop using alpacas for this.
I like that you
Alpaca
trust me.
scene.
I like that you trust me so much with that much information. Okay.
I
Oh
believe in you,
God.
Bucho.
I know. And it's okay. So this is Chrysanthemum Chemical, and they're a subsidiary of Dow Chemical.
Okay.
They are a more experimental branch of Dow Chemical.
Okay.
The European version, they are able to get away with more. There's less regulation based
Okay.
on American regulation. So they actually do more, I would say, invasive testing on alpacas.
Ooh.
And that's perhaps why we have protesters.
Okay. They're doing invasive testing on the alpacas. Hey, chat. If you're still with us, tell us what they're trying to cure or what they're trying to create or what it is they're doing. And
Using
then
alpaca blood for drug screening on the cheap.
sold.
That's a good one.
That's yeah, sold. Alpaca blood for drug screening. Okay. Rena, I already forgot. What did I tee up for you?
The name of the conference.
There we go. What's the name of the conference?
The International Conference for Use of Woolly Farm Animals in Medicine.
International Conference for the
Use of woolly farm animals in medicine.
Oh my God.
Farm animals.
I hope you're happy, Hedge, that you decided to tune into this stream today.
Where Hedge goes, alpacas will follow. It's like a game over. Am I safe, Cass, to say that the director of the International Conference of Use of Woolly Farm Animals is John Hedge, Director John Hedge?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, beautiful. So you guys are inside.
John just said, "What?" in the chat.
We can do Jeremiah Hedge if you feel better about it, but I like John Hedge as a director. You're fine. Everything is fine. And you're going to handle those protesters just fine, John. I believe in you. So you guys are inside. The conference has just opened up. So you've made your way through like the police barricades with the ongoing protesters that are getting louder and louder. It is very hot outside. It is oppressively hot outside, but they are there. They are loud and they love their alpacas. You've got the I love alpaca signs, no more invasive testing. The alpacas don't deserve this. Fuck John Hedge, all types of fun stuff like that. So as I immediately looked at the chat, like, did you hear it, John? So you guys have made it inside the conference center. Whoosh. The noise cuts out. The air conditioning on these new systems that they just installed are hitting you in waves, and you're just like, oh my goodness, this is so much better. You're able to check in with all the polite receptionists that hand you your little press badge, because I'm assuming both of you guys are probably coming in on a press badge.
Yeah.
And right now you have about 2 or 3 hours before the first event happens. So right now people are milling about, they're people watching, they're networking, they're shaking hands, they're doing all of that type of obnoxious stuff. What are you two up to?
I think I'm following Veronica's lead.
Okay.
Like This is I'm not as familiar with Poland as she is, obviously, so I would kind of be like her side chick, basically. Like I am by her side, and I'm like taking orders from her to figure out like how I should do things. Because I also don't want to violate any kind of like country traditions or codes that might be happening. So
never refuse vodka if it's offered to you. So
not a problem.
Accept the vodka, just take it.
So
not a problem.
I think we're probably in Warsaw, where the majority of the major medical conferences happen. So it's probably bigger than a lot of the conferences I've been to. But I'm going towards poster sessions where people have their medical posters up, just explaining in brief detail some of the work that they've been doing and their research, and you can actually talk to the researchers at their poster sessions. This is probably, before we get into the actual speaking part of the conference, and so it's a lot of networking and so on. And I'm looking around, ostensibly taking some notes at some other tables, but looking to see if I can find probably Dr. Mickelson himself would be too important to have a poster session, but maybe he's got a grad student or something.
Kind of hosting on his behalf or on his department. Okay. I like it. As you guys are milling about, you're finally able to just cool down. Both of you, what do I have here? Simon and Veronica. You can see several things as you're moving around the conference center. One, there's an energy here that feels off. Like there's an anxiety or a discomfort or an agitation. It's just, you can feel it, you can see it, you can sense it, or you can sense it. It's almost palatable in the air. And you're probably imagining that is coming from just the pure fury of the protesters outside. You're thinking about how their numbers are growing, how they're getting more agitated. The heat is not helping them in any means right now. And almost as if the conference itself, the International Convention of Use of Woolly Farm Animals in Medicine, anticipated this, or maybe just their marketing department has a really funny sense of humor. There are a few things that stick out to you as you move around. They do have the random stray llama. You see him, not llama, alpaca, with lanyards with like names like Bob or Steve or Jasmine or like, Veronica, that are just kind of like meandering around, walking around like attached to a leash. That's a whole thing. People are like taking selfies with different alpacas. And in the center of the one of the mess halls, where they have like all type of food vendors and things of that nature, even a side exit entry that leads into a enclosed courtyard that has food trucks, there is a wait, I just read it. Didn't somebody in the chat say something about a giant inflatable alpaca?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a giant inflatable alpaca that is currently being blown up, and it's like wishing and wobbling, and it's 2 or 3 people trying to hold it together. It's hooked up to one of the major machines going on. And as you guys are like, I don't know, Steve, the alpaca, is being walked by some grad student. Veronica, you hear a voice behind you. Miss Novak, is that you? And you immediately recognize the voice. It's
one of my regular contacts at medical conferences. She's actually one of the lead researchers at the Warsaw Genetics Institute.
Okay.
And so this is Dr. Wrzesznia. Okay. And yeah, I'm making it hard on you on purpose.
And I hate you for it.
I would also say that Simon has a pocket recorder that's constantly being like recording everything.
Oh, I like
so,
that.
Yeah, he'll stay in her orbit, but he'll be away from her. Like
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I turn to say hello to Dr. Wrzeszniak, and her first name's Ivana, so that'll be easier for you.
Oh, that's a little bit better.
So I just turn around and say, good morning, Ivana. The inflatable is a llama, not alpaca, no? The ears are wrong.
I'm so glad I'm not a head of marketing. Are you going to tell them, or should I? Do you think they'll pull it down?
I think is much more fun to watch.
As you've got the 2 young people still rabbling with it.
See if anyone else they notice.
And you guys are laughing, and she immediately goes into like the standard catch-up thing, like how have things been, da 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 da, kind of giving you a brief update on what's going on with her career. I mean, it's the standard small talk that you would expect in a venue like this pre-conference. Simon, while they're having this conversation, you can't help but to look at this like flopping llama that's being inflated. And the more you look at it and you're watching the people trying to fill it together and you're watching the air being, pumped into it, the more you can't shake the feeling that even like bent at an angle and not fully inflated, the eyes, which are like these huge dilated pupil Disney funky eyes of this llama, are staring at you. Doesn't matter any way that head bops or turns or thrashes or twitches. It just seems like the eyes are locked onto you.
I'm gonna turn my back on it because that weirds me out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't. Mm-mm, mm-mm.
You're like, no, you don't want to play with the inflatable llama that the chat created?
Nope.
That's fine. That's fine. So just insult to injury because I have to do it. The second you're like, nope, out of the situation, you turn your back to it. Of course, that's going to be like one of those floor to ceiling mirrors. They're going to be just like, you're just like, nope, I don't want to see it. And in the reflection of this inflatable llama, the eyes are still staring at you as the head is bobbing around. But on the inside, you start seeing the impression of hands moving on the inside of the inflatable llama.
Oh, hell no. I'm going to turn back around and see if I see it. That's just too weird. So I spin back around again.
It's in the reflection still, but it is not when you look at it in person.
Veronica,
Duck, what?
Sorry, could you look at this real quick? I think I might be high.
Shh, it's illegal in Poland. Shh.
Did not. Okay.
Oh, but that's okay, darling. We won't tell. As Ivana slides herself into this conversation, and she's looking at you, Simon, with immediately roomy eyes.
What look at?
Look in the mirror. And what do you see?
Llama.
Does it look like somebody is inside it trying to escape?
Veronica, when you look into the mirror, like you do the immediate thing where you have to look over your shoulder, like, is that this? No, that's not. And again, as this llama is being inflated, it's not just one hand, it's just not two. At this point, you're up to dozens of hands that are like pushing and clawing from the inside of this inflatable llama that's just getting larger and larger, and the head is jerking and bouncing. And you get the same impression that those eyes, those big Disney cartoonish eyes, are staring directly at you.
Bullshit. Okay. I'm just going to take a picture of the reflection with my camera because I have a press badge.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I'm going to take a picture of the actual llama.
Okay. Snap, snap, click, click.
Kurva mać. What is this? I'm looking at Ivana. You know?
Ivana
Speaking in English for Simon's benefit.
For Simon's benefits. Ivana has not really taken the time to enjoy the mirror. She's been more enjoying Simon. So she, blinks for a moment. She says, I am so sorry. What were you asking me, darling?
Look in mirror. You see hands.
And she looks into the mirror and like she leans in and she just immediately starts like wiping off her mouth, wiping off her face, checking out her outfit. She says, what hands, darling?
She doesn't see it.
Big eyelashes. See what?
Jesus Mario Joseph. Okay.
What's in the picture? Do we see anything in the pictures?
Pull it up on the view screen on the camera. Can we see it in the picture?
Yeah. So what picture? I'm just curious. Which one are you pulling up first?
The mirror, one in the mirror.
Take?
Probably the mirror. Yeah.
Okay. When you look at you open up your gallery and you have, weird, crazy head and weird, blurry motion, big eyes staring directly into the camera. You have the hands that are there in the picture, but there's something else that is in the picture. There is Dr. Mickelson that is standing before the llama dressed in an absolutely stunning all black 3-piece suit, black shoes, black tie, black everything. His hands are outstretched up And he looks to be chanting, calling, summoning. It looks like he's in the middle of doing something very impactful up at the llama. He is not physically there. He is not appearing in the mirror. He appears only in that photo.
Simon, I say you that he is not good. He is priest? No. Cult leader is, I think you say.
Just
looking back and forth.
Where is Dr. Mickelson now?
You don't see him. He's not physically on the floor with you guys.
No, but I'm asking Ivona if she knows.
I'm so sorry. I don't know. He has meetings, I believe, earlier that I heard for the rest of the afternoon. He should be making an appearance in the evening. He's taking appointments, from what I understand.
Where's he taking appointments?
You would have to check with registration. Is something wrong? Both of you look very not good.
I think is hair. Alpaca hair so much like cats.
Her allergies are really terrible. Yeah.
The joke I want to make about somebody with bad allergies attending let me scroll up, the International Convention of Use of Woolly Farm Animals in Medicine. Let me tell you, I hope you got your Zyrtec ready, babe. Alpaca allergies.
I've got my alpaca EpiPen.
Uh-huh.
Alpipen.
Alpipen.
Oh my god.
Trademark it.
Oh my god.
So Ivana looks to you and she says, I have allergy medicine in my room if you would like me to grab some for you.
Tak poproszę. Yes.
She nods and she says something playfully slick about you knew you had allergies before you got here, but she's not saying it directly to you, and she's not being malicious as much as she is just being cute and playful. She will stop, look over her shoulder, and ask, Simon, do you need anything from my room? Which is 14A.
Veronica is just snickering behind her camera. This happens every time they go anywhere.
Bucho wants to follow her. Simon wants to turn. No, I'm good, Ivona. Thank you. And I'm going to whisper to Veronica. I'm going to see if I can find a way to power this thing down, like unplug it or something. I'm going to try to find some way, or I'm going to be obvious and look like a total douche, like it's an accident.
Is inflatable. Just stab with
True.
pen.
True.
If dramatic fall, stab with pen. Oh,
that
you were
still
theater
flapping,
kid.
looking.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk around towards the back, or at least try to find a place where I won't be seen, and poke a hole in it, and then kind of walk away very naturally, if at all possible.
Okay. If at all possible. Okay, so Bucho, Simon, tee me up with a little bit more narrative here, because you've got the head that's very obviously following you. And right now it seems to be torn. Like if you break away from Veronica, that flopping head is like eyes on you, eyes on her, eyes on you, eyes on her. There's two people in front trying to guide this thing during inflation, this llama during inflation. And then you have the guy in the back that has it like attached to the long hose and that generator. Just give me a little bit more narrative exactly how you're going to get this off, and then we'll reconcile it, because it's not like you have character sheets. We'll fucking reconcile it somehow. We'll play paper, rock, scissors, or we'll roll a die, or you just tell me.
Okay. I think he would, under the guise of being a journalist of some type, I mean, he kind of is, he'd go talk to the guy at the generator, because that's where the source of the power is at.
Yeah.
And I think he would pretend to be clumsier than he actually is.
Okay.
But he would try to interview this person operating the generator in an effort to get back there and like step on cords or accidentally pull them out, or like unintentionally wrap his foot around certain things and then like trip over and fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I just want you to know your description, your narrative was amazing. But fucking Dr. Bones 4112 in the chat said, rock, paper, scissors, loser has to fight an alpaca in a cage match.
I'm
And I
into it.
saw that, and it's almost like my whole world went, I'm done. I have nothing to contribute to the rest of this hour. End of game, right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Bucho, Simon, because I absolutely love the narrative on this, I'll give you the rest of it with just a success.
Okay.
The kid that's back here, it's probably like his job title is probably like inflatable engineer. That's literally what he does, is pull these out of crates and pack them up, bring them down.
Yeah.
It's not that he's oblivious to everything that's going around him. He's just really hyper focused on the job. But this is a really sweet kid that if you wind up tripping or falling or anything, he's going to stop everything he's going to do, and he's going to turn around and try to do something to assist you. Like during this moment, whatever you tee up for the rest of your explanation, he is going to be there to support you, completely neglecting whatever is happening behind him.
Mm-hmm. Well, so first off, fun fact, I used to set up inflatable rides like that for
Holy
like
shit.
I was a carny for a couple of years. That's a whole other animal that we will get
amazing.
into way later.
Okay.
I can put together a 6-person Ferris wheel. That's all I'm going to say. So
Holy shit. The
yeah.
more you know.
Yes, I'd rather not. So Simon, he'll get wrapped up in the cords, and he'll, kind of thrash out a little bit as he's trying to stand up or like find his balance. I think he might try to aim for like the fuse on the generator.
Okay.
As opposed to just the cord, because like if the fuse goes out, that'll have to be replaced for it to work. So okay. I think if he can find a way to do that, that's what he would try to do.
Okay. Yeah. No issues at all whatsoever. Rina, what does this look like as this machine starts powering down and the llama starts powering down?
Alpaca. So Veronica is watching with her camera out, and so the whole thing just starts powering down, and the head is kind of lopping off to one side, and those creepy Disney eyes are just sort of looking, and it's trying to move its head to look back at Simon, but it can't because it doesn't have enough air. And I'm just grimly, resolutely taking pictures of a creepy thing, creepy llama de-inflating, muttering something to myself in Polish about how I really, really shouldn't have gotten out of bed this morning.
Flaccid llama is quite the set of words. Thank you.
Flaccid
I'm here to serve,
llama.
Dr. Bones. Thank you.
Considering the pregame conversation, that's
I think we're par for the course.
Yeah.
Veronica, your camera is watching. You're watching those Disney eyes. Do its best as can to identify the source of its current agitation. But as you said, the air is depleting. It can't get out. And something comes up right onto your periphery. I mean, it's right here. And you can see it without even turning over. You have another one of those alpacas that's on a leash. This is Bob, that is just standing right next to you. I mean, he's cheek to cheek with you, watching this inflatable thing happen. And before you can even reconcile why there's an actual alpaca this fucking close to you, you can hear that metallic sound of multiple locks engaging. Heavy duty, loud locks engaging. And several of the other couple dozen people in this room hear it too. But as you kind of look straight ahead, you can see like that metal garage door coming down that seals off like a food section. You can hear locks just clank, 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 clank. And it's happening all around you as the doors are locking you guys in. And as you're looking around, you're looking at the llama, the deflating llama. You're looking at the alpaca that's right here with you, watching the llama. You realize that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other actual alpacas here in the room, and they're all staring directly at the inflatable llama, and none of them are accompanied by a human. They all have their leashes and their harnesses on, but they're not being held by a human.
I don't think I like where this is going.
It'll be fine. I've got 15 minutes. Everything's fine.
Sure. I'm assuming I'm still wrapped up in the cords in the back of the inflatable.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, sir, are you okay? I'm so sorry. I had this. Are you okay?
No, I'm fine. I'm clumsy. I'm sorry. Where did my pen go? Shit. And so I would continue like trying to destroy things back there, like looking for the pen.
Okay. So you're stabbing that pin through the fabric of the llama right now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Your hand goes in and through, and as you're pulling back, something has the other side of your pin from the inside of this llama, and it snatches it from you and pulls it back inside with like this slurping wet sound.
Oh. Mm-hmm. I would probably untangle myself very quickly, and I would stand up and I'd grab the kid. I'm like, we have to go. Don't ask questions. We have to go. Just get away from the inflatable.
No, but sir, I have to make sure.
Trust me. Just walk away from the inflatable.
And it's
Sir, step away from the llama.
Step away from the llama. Veronica, you're there. You know the llama is almost back to the point where like its head is now gracing across the floor, and you have another alpaca on the other side of you. You are sandwiched between alpacas right now.
I sort of look at them. Shouldn't you be in Shipfield?
You get a bonus die. We're not even using die, but you get a bonus die for that.
I'll save it for the next stream.
Holy shit. You know what? That is worth me pausing right now to put John's scenario in the chat.
I got you,
right
Hedge. I got you.
Thank you. I'm doing it right now. Alpaca in the sheep field. I am stopping the action.
I really gotta stop. I really gotta stop reading the chat because I'm just cracking up.
The chat is
fucking hilarious. I would die for Bob the alpaca.
You might get the chance soon.
The chat is on fire, honey. Why can't I find alpaca in the sheep field on Drive Thru RPG? What's going on, John? You didn't deactivate the listing, did you? Or am I just dumb? I know how to spell alpaca. There it is.
Right. Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Al Capone.
Right, if you're interested in supporting John Hedge's scenario, this copper best-selling Alpaca in the Sheepfield is available on the Miskatonic repository. You can also listen to it at the Miskatonic Playhouse, featuring myself, John, and a bunch of other really awesome people. Stu and Newman are all in there. So yeah, that's the source of today's chaos. Is apparently Alpaca in the Sheepfield.
We are so fucking good at this. We're so good at this.
We're professionals.
This has been your mid-roll alpaca advertising content. Thank you for listening. We now return you to your regularly scheduled Alpaca at the Conference content.
You make the statement to them, Veronica, shouldn't you be in a sheep field? And the alpaca Bob opens his mouth, and all that comes out is this cacophony, buzzing, whirling sound that just completely shakes you to your core. And the other one, Samantha, opens her mouth, and that same sound comes out. But you do notice something here, Veronica, as they are making this cacophonous, painful, buzzing, horrible sound, almost like an old school VHS tape where the image starts like fritzing and comes in, static, stabilizes. You can see the image of Dr. Mickelson actually appearing directly in front of you, but like he's there, he blurts out, he's there, he zips out, he's there. But whatever the surrounding alpacas are doing, as uncomfortable it is for you, it's forcing him to be visible.
I say he was Norwegian. He's probably Belgian.
He's probably Belgian.
I'm gonna march up to where the figure is fading in and out, and the next time he kind of blips in, I'm going to try and grab him and drag him away from the circle, like prevent him from blipping out again.
Holy shit. Oh my god, I love it. So
if she wasn't, I was going to do something. Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it because with 10 minutes left, I can fuck with both of you guys simultaneously. It'd be amazing. Rina, you're a brilliant storyteller. Yes. You're better at improv than I am. I'm going to tee up two options, and then you can ignore both of them, and we'll just see what happens. One, you successfully grab onto Dr. Mickelson, but instead of him coming here, you go to wherever, he is. which could be a lot worse. Or you are unsuccessful with pulling him, grabbing him at all, and you have to contend with whatever else I come up with for you attempting to disrupt whatever it is he's trying to do.
I think it's more interesting if I go where he is, because then you've got 2 different locations and 2 different ways you could fuck with us. So.
Holy shit. Okay, give me a quick narrative on what this looks like, and then feel free to take wherever it is he is. If this is a split plane and he's straddling both and you're going to his side, feel free to go as dark and have as much fun as you want, and tell us what it is he's actually either worshiping, praying to, or calling to, because it's not the inflatable, it's something else.
So I grab onto his arm, and it feels like there's this kind of weird staticky cold feeling, and it almost feels like a shock, like when you get the paddles when you have a flatliner and you're trying to shock the heart into starting again. It's very painful.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to pull him back towards the circle, but not fast enough, because I don't know how quickly this is blipping in and out. And the next blip kind of pulls me through, and it's kind of this weird staticky feeling, makes you feel like almost like you're frozen for just a moment, and you're so cold and you can't move. Okay. And so I think I'm kind of frozen for a second as I'm in this other place, which is this really dark cave. But there's cave paintings all along the side in very, very ancient paints. It looks like something that hasn't been touched by human hands or by actual oxygen for a very long time. So it's only just now filling with air. And Mikkelsen is there, and he's got his hands up, and he's raising his hands towards this gigantic alpaca carving, except it's not quite an alpaca. It's not quite an alpaca, because there's these writhing like tendril things coming out from its mouth, and it's got a third eye in the center, and you can see that there's these weird shadowy shapes that have been carved into it behind it on the wall that shouldn't be able to make sense to the human brain, but it kind of does. And it's like this horde or this army that is gathering in the shadows behind this carved statue of a tentacle alpaca.
Holy
Jesus tits.
Listen, if you let Rina run, Rina will rock your shit 10 out of 10 times. God damn it!
I'm into it. I'm into it. I mean, you know me.
I know you love it. Listen, you're here for a good time.
So
baby.
Fucking down.
Simon,
good time, not a long time.
You see, Veronica reach out and grab for this, materializing, dematerializing version of Dr. Mikkelsen, and then she completely disappears, and you hear a snort behind you, an animalistic snort. The little boy is now holding onto your arm. He is no longer resisting the "hey, step away from the inflatable" command, because something has his full attention. And he goes, "Oh my God, what is that?"
I'm gonna grab him. Like, he's a little boy.
Not a little boy. I mean, this like early 20s.
Okay.
But you would still ID him to like get into an R-rated movie type of early 20s kid.
Sure. He's very boyish looks. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would peel him off of me and say, go get everybody else the fuck out of here. You gather up everybody else and just run. And I'm going to wait to see another blip in that the scattering, the whatever, the fritzing. Okay. And as soon as I see it, I want to dive into it. Like, I want to tackle it.
Oh, shit. Okay. I'm going to tee you up with a couple of different decisions here with 6 minutes left.
Oh, you know where I'm going to go.
Oh, and I love it. I love it.
Make it messy, baby.
Time yourself, and you can go into the void following Veronica. I'll just give you that. You can choose that. Or from the multiple punctured wounds and whatever is being mobilized between these alpacas who are now all screaming, which is forcing Mikkelsen to come in, for longer and longer periods of time, something starts oozing from the inside of the inflatable llama that is now almost pulled to the ground. It seems gaseous. It has a pink, orange, green tint to it. And the way it oozes and spills out has an intentionality about the way that it moves, as if it's seeking out or searching for something. And that's when you hear the first scream of like somebody being snatched from the ground and pulled up and through the ceiling, splat, and then just a lifeless corpse falls onto the ground. Are we gonna save the boy and deal with gaseous tentacles, or are we gonna go jump in with Mickelson?
Hell no, we're jumping in with Mickelson.
Yes! Fuck them kids.
We're gonna fuck them kids. We gotta
A
take this
reoccurring
dude
theme
out.
on the stream.
Fuck them kids.
Guys, I look down and I see Jesus tits. We're going for Jesus tits, and then motorboating Jesus. What is wrong with us as a community?
Alpaca
We're my
Jesus.
favorite. Simon, give us narrative.
As soon as I see him fritz back into form for a little bit, I jump, and I feel that same electric kind of feeling. It's almost like my body is covered in TENS units that have been turned on high. And so I feel like every muscle just kind of feel the electrical current everywhere. But then I feel my arms grip around him.
Okay.
Around the waist. And hopefully I come at him with enough force to bring him down.
I love it. You come at one with enough force because, again, these alpacas are doing something that are making him stay longer. So you collide into him, you football tackle him, you bring him down inside this cave. Rina, I am going to tee this up to you. Actually, I'm going to give you this description. In that moment that you jump through whatever this is, another body goes flying by. It's completely dead, but it's like blips into the portal and just kind of like collides against a wall before you and drops, and then the portal closes. That blipping stops, and it looks like the three of you are here. Rina, we've got 3 minutes. Bucho, we've got 3 minutes. The two of you narrate this down. You guys are stuck in apparently the upside down of alpacas. But you do have the leader with you. Go ahead and just give me full narrative. Wind us down in 3 minutes.
I have my pen with me. And so
Is this a different pen?
No. I picked it up. The one from behind the one that I threw down on the ground.
The initial. Got it. Go ahead.
And I begin to stab him in the neck.
All right.
Yeah.
You football tackle him to the ground.
Just repeatedly.
You're stabbing. As you're stabbing, you notice that he's not screaming, he's bleating. Like every stab, instead of a scream, you get a bleat. Rina?
And Veronica's like, that's what it wants. That's what it wants. Keep going. Simon, that's what it wants.
And I'm going to hear that.
Staring madly at this giant like statue thing. Like I think Veronica's kind of lost her mind at this point, just because it's looking at her and she feels like it's looking directly at her.
Yeah.
It Mickelson was never meant to be here. That's what it is. Mickelson was trying to stop it. We can't let him stop it, Simon. We can't let it stop it. And so I'm going to like just start praying to the alpaca god.
Yes!
And it's getting warm in here. Like everything is heating up all around us as Simon is stabbing Mickelson in the neck, and he's bleeding all over the place. And all of the shadows behind the statue are starting to become less shadowy and actually more concrete and less abstract, and the paintings on the walls are actually starting to move, and this place is becoming real, not just other plane. It's becoming reality.
Bucho,
I would imagine
a minute left.
I would imagine that I'm seeing the blood coming out of his neck with every stab is being drank by the ground, and that's helping to cement the reality of the place that we're at now.
We were always meant to be here. This is always how it was supposed to go.
Oh, I don't know that that's
we were
true.
chosen.
We were chosen.
The alpacas were with us in the circle. We were chosen.
Simon is hating life right now. This was a bad idea. Terrible idea.
So, with probably 30 seconds to go on this, Veronica, you are haunted and simultaneously blessed with visions from this cave painting on the wall, and you are now a high priestess of something clever that has to do with alpacas. I'll let the chat name it, and I'll be happy to name the YouTube video that.
Alpacathulhu.
Alpacathulhu. Done. That was already in the chat. So Alpacathulhu. Alpacathulhu.
Mm-hmm.
Simon, as you stand up and you are completely drenched in Mickelson's blood. You're hearing these mad ramblings coming from a friend that you love and your trust, and you realize, like, where actually are we, and can we get back home? And that's when a silhouette begins to rise from the ground. And you can see the top of this silhouette just kind of come up through your crotch, your hips, your stomach, your chest. And by the time it gets directly to your nose, you recognize that it is the perfect silhouette of an alpaca facing you. And that, friends of the symphony, is where our show ends for the night. Chat, y'all were clearly the best part of waking up. The chat had me almost in tears laughing the entire time. Thank you for everyone who joined in or is currently watching the replay. Please, if you can get this same chat together for the next sonatas, you don't even got to pay attention to us. Just follow the chat. It'll change your life. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Before we empty out the auditorium, let's go around one more time and say goodnight to our symphonic cast. Starting with Rina, give us your name, where to find you, the things that you do, and plug away, baby. I'm going to put your Saturday the 14th back into the chat.
Yep. So I'm Rina. I am your high priestess for the evening. All hail great Alpacathulhu. And you can find me on the Old Ways podcast, on the Horror on the Orient Express Call of Cthulhu campaign. You can also find me and Bridget, for season 2 anyway, on Vampire the Masquerade over on the Old Ways. That is a show that I run. So lots of improv madness over there as well.
So
and also on Ain't Slayed Nobody, also with Bridget, my wonderful, wonderful podcast spouse, where we get into a lot of down darker trails, cowboy nonsense. Lots of nonsense on the next episode, believe me. And you can get my new scenario, Saturday the 14th, which is a slasher flick homage on Drive-Thru RPG. Bridget just put it in the chat. This is almost to print on demand, so please help us get there. Get an actual print copy of it. And I have more scenarios coming in the future, and you can hear all about that on the Discord, where I am Rina, the Trickster Fae, or the Horror Fae, depending on where you are, and on Twitter at Glitter Fae They. That's Fae, F-A-E.
So it's not fair that I got to follow that up, but I'm gonna try. It's fine. I'm Bucho. You can find me on Instagram at The Real Pink Manther. It's where I post up pictures of my paintings, literary news, home renovations, other life banalities. You got links to my blog there, links to all of my DJ mixes from the last 20 years. You can also find me on episode 4 of the Miskatonic Shoreside Conservatory this Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Central. Nope, is that right? 7 Central, 8 Eastern?
That's correct. It's 8 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
So it'll be right here. And after last week's episode, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be, Jesus, it's dark.
Yeah.
We went there real quick. Yeah, so that's where you can find me. I'm also on the Discord, and we also have the Symphony Entertainment sub community on Reddit. So come find us there, come interact, come post some shit up, and come rap with us.
Cast, I fucking love you guys. You guys are brilliant. I don't even somehow John Hedge came in, alpaca'd it up, and then you guys just tore it down, and I absolutely love it.
I just alpacant. I can't.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us. If you like this content and you would like us to help, or you would like to help us make even more content like this, please consider backing us on Patreon. Tiers are fleshed out with everything from AMAs, exclusive content, talkbacks with the cast and crew from behind episodes, postcards, wallpapers, and a bunch of other sexy stuff. So please.
And I will say, our last post conversation this past Wednesday, thick as fuck. If you're not a backer, you're gonna miss out on some phenomenal content. Like, it was really good. It was solid.
Shit. Yeah, get pen and paper and take notes, because it was philosophical. Our one of our players is a licensed family and marriage therapist, and he brought some. Anyways, it was brilliant. But you have to be a backer to get that content. So you can back us on patreon.com/Symphony Entertainment. Thank you, Chris, for giving me my signing off name. I have been using it because it is awesome. So again, Chris Bates, you're the reason I'm saying this at the end of every single thing that I stream. We hope you've enjoyed the symphony, and we look forward to seeing you again. Have a wonderful night. Mwah.
See you guys. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, let me see if I know how to end a stream. I think I just hit the outro button. We'll see what happens. Bucho, fuck off and die.